It's been a pleasure working with you guys. I've been plugged in about 6 months now, and I can tell you some great things about what you provide that's helped me out on a personal level. Sales reps are told go out there and get the business. A lot of times from the bosses and owners, just do it, right? And they got to figure it out. Go find the customer, and I'm paying you the money and figure it out. But what most sales reps lack is structure. And what Fox and Crow brings to the table is a structure. Follow point A, follow point B, follow point C, and D. And that's really what we need, right? When I'm selling, I try to make sure I put things in very simplistic terms for my customer. I kind of joke around that you got to have some colors and some arrows so everyone understands where everything is. Guess what? Sales reps need that too. And since there's all these different levels of sales reps out there, from that person that's right out of college, that seasoned person, you don't know what they know, or what levels they're at. Fox and Crow has a process in place, and they're bringing in a lot of traditional processes. They piece them into a path to make it easy. Start this path and do this, and go from here, and you start to see success. But they also put this into a path where if we're looking at top of funnel, what do I need to do? When I'm making a cold call, what do I need to do on that? What are the organizational strategies to even get that appointment? After that piece is, okay, now you got the appointment, what do you do? This is where we need to be very key and detailed on those discovery questions, on what they're doing, creating pain points, and then allocating what is that monetary piece? And then finally, making sure that when you're proposing something to them, get the right people there. Now, all this stuff sounds very simple, right? Average salesperson should be doing it. I'm an experienced guy, but everyone can go through a training such as this, whether it's a refresher, reminder, or an accountability piece as well to be successful. I've been trained by a lot of stuff, Carnegie, spin selling, Miller Heiman, all those certifications. But in sales, salespeople have egos, right? Because you need to have that ego, right? But when you go through any sort of training, you got to leave the ego aside. Otherwise, you're not going to learn. Salespeople are coin operated, right? So if we're coin operated, then I want to make money. So if you're going to help me make money, then I got to leave that ego aside and listen. And the way I look at any training I go through is if I can pick up one new thing, mission accomplished. If I can remind myself on another new thing that, gosh, I haven't thought about that in a while, but you know what? Let's give that a try. Thanks to the refresher, Fox and Crow, mission accomplished. Let's just start to learn something, make some money. With Fox and Crow, the new thing I learned, I would say treat it like a business discussion. Most sales reps in the MSP world, including myself, will start to lead in by, we're great guys, buy from us, right? We are Johnny on the spot, buy from us. We got some great software, buy from us. Guess what? That's everybody. And that's what I was doing. When you learn something, it isn't always easy because you're changing behaviors and it's going to be uncomfortable. So the biggest thing I go through is getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's a business discussion. You can impact your business. Let's make sure the right people are at the table for the business discussion. But on top of that, let's also make sure we're having talks on impact to the business. If your IT goes down or you got ransomware, that's impacting your business versus, hey, we're great guys over here and we respond fast. So that was a big difference. And doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean I do it all the time. I try my best on that because I'm retraining myself on that. What's the secret sauce? There's a mental piece. And I think that's where Fox and Crow really helped out. Behavior, making the phone calls, and making sure you have the tools, such as a large list. Fox and Crow came in and said, take a look at your behavior, right? You're going to get no, and that's okay. Move on. It's not personal. If you got to take a break, go take a walk. Get some fresh air, right? Get back in there. You need to do some exercise to get your blood boiling and going in a good way, do that. So it's a mental game in a big way too. Fox and Crow really helped out in regards to making sure you're staying focused in a positive manner, but also, this is the key, leaning on what you've been taught. So, for example, you don't have to go straight to the decision maker on a cold call. Matter of fact, you really shouldn't. That's new for me. I'm an old school guy. You get me in front of a key decision maker, let me at it. Fox and Crow is a little bit different. Let's get some intel. Let's find out from the gatekeeper a little bit about, do they have a managed service provider? Are they doing it internally? Are they happy? At a scale of 1 through 10, how would they rank that, the gatekeeper? Remember, those gatekeepers that answer that phone, they know a lot. They know a lot of what goes on in that office. And so gathering that intel first, then finding out who the key decision maker is, then you can go to them and present something, say, hey, I just talked to Julie and she was telling me that you guys use a managed service provider and it really hadn't been great for her. It's an on the bandwagon persuasive approach, right? Julie did it, so I'm bringing that in. And therefore, the key decision maker says, oh, I didn't know that about Julie. The final piece I would say is making sure you're organized. Because with anything in sales, it comes down to timing, because you just happen to hit them at the right time where they say, oh my gosh, Ben, what a coincidence. I was just dealing with this managed service provider driving me nuts. That is all about timing, but you're not going to get that timing if you don't have the persistence, and it all goes together. You want to shake loose what's real. I don't want to be doing pitches to companies that are doing an RFP. I don't want to be talking to all these people who are never going to buy, they're just tired kicking. I want to talk to the real people. That makes sense. Same thing with your sales reps. So as you take a look at your sales reps, if they quit and bolt, guess what? They aren't right for your organization. If you're putting a process together like Fox and Crow, and that's a process that you're doubling down as an owner, saying, we're going to be doing this and doubling down on this, and the sales rep says, hey, peace, I'm out, then that's not the right sales rep for you. It's a cultural shift. So you as an owner are making a decision that I'm going to be doing a sales process. Because before, it was probably just lackadaisical, right? You had a sales rep and just go at it. But if you formally are doing a sales process, such as Fox and Crow, everyone has to be on board. The owner has to be on board. Operations need to be on board. Pre-sale engineering needs to be on board. And the sales reps need to be on board. That's key. And if you shake loose and you find out they're not, then it's best to cut bait. If they quit at the early stages, that's probably a good thing. Instead of them not doing the work for 6 months, then you're behind. I appreciate you guys helping out. Any sales rep that doesn't want help is crazy. Why not ask for help? No one knows everything, so might as well take help. If someone's offering it and giving you that help, then open your ears and let's all make money.